Hi friends, today I'm going to create the CSS selectors and what is the CSS selectors and how many types of CSS selectors we can see that. What is the CSS selectors? So CSS selector simply means CSS selectors are used to find or select the HTML elements you want to style. We can divide it CSS selectors into five categories like simple selectors. Simple selector simply means select elements based on their name, ID and class. Combinator selectors. Combinator selectors means select elements based on a specific relationship between them. Third one, pseudo class selectors. So pseudo class selector simply means select elements based on a certain state. Fourth one, as a pseudo element selectors. Select and style a parts of an elements. And fifth one, as attribute selectors. Selects an attribute elements based on an attributes or attribute value. So first of all we will see the CSS element selectors. So let's start how to create the CSS element selectors. Just I'm using, suppose here I'm just using para, and inside the para I'm just closing the para, and inside the para I'm just putting this line. I'm just putting this line, and then here I have uses the dot selectors, but need to remove this one. I have not required this. I'm just going to use p, and I'm just going to use p means para on over here, and now I'm just going to see on the browser what the output is coming. I'm just refreshing it. So here the elements on the page will be center aligned with the green color. Just I'm just going to change the color name like red. So I'm just checking once again and refresh it. See, you can see elements on the page will be center aligned with a green color. So what happening here, I just used a para selectors. So instead of the para selectors we can use id selector, like id. Just put on over here as a id and provide the id name. I'm just providing like selector, and copied this selector and remove this one, and id always start with hash and paste on over here. So this selector means this selector I'm kept on the CSS file. Okay, so this selector means id selector always start with hash symbol. Okay, so now I'm just going to check it's working or not. So here I'm just hitting the interpreter, I mean I'm refreshing it. Okay, so now it's working. Now I'm just going to change the color like blue, and then again I'm refreshing once again. See, you can see here means id selector also working on over here. So instead of the id selectors you can create a class selector. So here I just need to write the class, and instead of the hash you need to put here as a dot. So class always start with dot selector. Okay, now I'm just going to check, refresh once, now working. I'm just going to rename the color name. Just I'm putting as like green, and now check once again here. See, the element on the page will be center aligned with the green color. Okay, so color has to be changed. Okay, now here you can see here this is the selector, means this is called the element selector. So we can write, means you can keep here the para, or you can create selector with id, you can create a selector with class. So by using these types of selectors in the css, we can create the css selector. Thanks guys.